let me just say, as I always say, and cut all the video out before I say, welcome to episode 11 of 3 plus 2 at 3. This is a fun thing for me where I get to try 3 songs that I wrote on you. I generally do a cover song, a country music cover song generally, and a little bit of Celtic music, instrumental. So anyway, Jeff, I'm glad you're here because I think you requested this one. And the subject of this song, at least one of the subjects of this song, is on too, which I'm really glad about. So anyway, I go to the Swannanoa Gathering Traditional Song Week and other weeks generally, and it's really kind of sad this year that it got taken away from us. After many years of going and singing a lot of music and making a lot of friends, it occurred to me that 2 of those friends are named June Trevor, who's on, up there in Marshall County, North Carolina, way up west in the mountains. And another woman named June from France, June Marguerite, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But really fun people to be around and sing with. So here's this song for them. In July, you're always so near, but not for the rest of the year. Ain't it a bummer, we only see you midsummer, oh why? If it's June, then it must be July. If it's June, it must be July. The rest of the year it's goodbye. November, December, won't you remember if it's June, it must be July. We love to hear your voice sing, better than most anything. But it's for 1 week only, the rest I'll be one lonely guy. For when it's June, and it must be July. If it's June, it must be July. The rest of the year, it's goodbye. November, December, won't you remember if it's June, it must be July. Well, that seemed like the perfect song. Just another song that got wrecked by the year 2020. So we had to kind of bring it up to date with some other verses. Well, we all had a gathering fear, but nobody wanted to hear. And weren't we downhearted right when we started to realize there would be no June this July? But it actually gave me the ability to write a verse about all the Zoom meetings this group has been having. I guess with Zoom we'll get by. You know how it makes you look like the Hollywood Squares? I went on the Hollywood Squares Wikipedia and got the list of every person who'd ever been on the Hollywood Squares so I could make this verse accurate. And I guess with Zoom we'll get by. I'm Wally Cox, you're Karen Valentine. But we'll still be cursing that it can't be in person. Oh, why? There'll be no June this July. Yes, there'll be no June this July, 'cause that bug is keeping us inside. Don't it hurt us today when we have to say that there'll be no June this July? All right, that one's for you, June and other Junes. Hey there, Audra. So I came across this real cool piece of equipment I bought 5 years ago and never learned how to use it. Not sure I still know how, but I know a little more than I did a couple days ago. So I'm going to have a little fun with this. Bear with me while I get this going. But this phrase looper machine is really fun when you get it going. So I'm going to do a little song, kind of a farmer's market sing-along, kind of has a little South African kwaya in it, maybe. So when I hit this thing again, I'll be able to loop as many times as I want. So I can quit looping and sing some verses. Oh, hit the wrong button. Oh, shoot. Nah, we're good. Looping and sing some verses. All right, here we go. We're headed down to the market, gonna take that car and park it. The world's no longer dark and it's a beautiful Saturday. They're gonna let us sing there, our music we will bring there. And they got everything there on a beautiful Saturday. Down to the farmer's market, going down to the farmer's market. We're going down to the farmer's market on a beautiful Saturday. Passing by geeks and hipsters, and the babies right out of their cribsters, hoping their folks are tipsters on a beautiful Saturday. And we'll give you permission to linger here and listen. Got no more ambition on a beautiful Saturday. Going to the farmer's market, down to the farmer's market, down to the farmer's market on a beautiful Saturday. They got lettuces and endives, honeybees from the beehive. The best place here to be alive on a beautiful Saturday. Get your cheese right from their goat and hear the songs that we wrote. Ignore that occasional wrong note on a beautiful Saturday. Every time we have there found those toddlers who can get down, dancing to all of our sounds on a beautiful Saturday. Tiny bodies with great big spirit for the music when they hear it, with no judgment and no fear. It's a beautiful Saturday. Packing up the spirit soaring, what a place to spend the morning. This town in all its glory on a beautiful Saturday. The passers-by were steady, our friends we saw right plenty. $30 and a box of veggies on a beautiful Saturday. Down at the market, down All right, that was some fun. So, hey there, Hazel. So I'm having a good time picking out songs to do for these, and it's country cover time. And boy, am I glad that baseball is back. I don't know if anybody listening to the replay, be as big a baseball fan as I am. But growing up, baseball was it. And this song was written by a master songwriter named Don Schlitz. And if you haven't heard of Don Schlitz, you really have, because you've heard The Gambler, you've heard Forever and Ever Amen, and half of Randy Travis's hits. And he grew up in Durham, North Carolina. There was a show at the lamented late Casbah Bar in Durham, where he did practically every song he'd ever wrote that got to be a hit, and it was amazing how many. But this is one of my favorites of his. For every little boy who ever dreamed while throwing up a baseball. Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. He said, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder and he tosses up the ball. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down, and he swings his bat all the way around. With the world so still, you can hear the sound as the baseball falls to the ground. The little boy doesn't say a word. He picks up his ball. He's undeterred. He says, I am the greatest there has ever been. And he grits his teeth and he tries again. And the ball goes up And the ball comes down and he swings his bat all the way around. And the world's so still you can hear the sound as the baseball falls to the ground. And he makes no excuses and he shows no fear. He just closes his eyes and listens to the cheers. Listens to the cheers. Well, the little boy adjusts his hat. He picks up his ball and stares down his back. He says, I am the greatest, and the game is on the line, and he gives us all one last time. And the ball goes up with the moon so bright, and he swings his bat with all his might. And the world's as still can be as the baseball falls. That's strike 3. It's supper time, and his mama calls. Little boy starts home with his bat and ball. He says, I am the greatest, and that is a fact. But even I didn't know I could pitch like that. Yes, I am the greatest, and it's understood. But even I did not know I could pitch that good. The Greatest by Don Slits. Hey there, Lance White, Jeff T. Lander. Hey, Marie. And hopefully I didn't forget anybody else, but thanks everybody for joining in. I'm going to have a little more fun with the phrase looper. I'm going to do a couple of separate things here. I'm going to do a couple of Irish reels on this penny whistle. This one was made by a guy named Chris Abel, who lives up in Asheville. He used to have, I don't know if his shop is still in the same place, but it's kind of in this row of shops near the Grove Park Inn up there. But at any rate, I'm going to start by doing a single reel called Rolling in the Ryegrass, and I'm going to add a couple of parts to it with this magic machine. How does he do it? It's ventriloquism, I tell you. That's a little silliness. All right, I'm going to try one more. This one is often started chieftains concerts back in the day, called the Morning Dew. Paddy Maloney would start on tin whistle with Sean Potts playing a duet part, and then Paddy Maloney put on his Illian pipes and he goes steam up. Yeah, that's always, this tune always reminds me of them. I'm going to start that over. Come on, Tim. All right, this time for sure. All right, I got through it. So here's a, let's see. All right, where are we? Comments, come on, here we go. Hello up there in Boston, how you doing? Hey, there, Drew. All right. So, having myself some fun. And I got one more song for you today. So glad I could, with the internet being down here, I could get this phone to work and I could get my iPad to be like on a personal hotspot with the phone so I could see the comments. So, Anyway, as I was saying before the internet cut me off a couple of weeks ago, there was an obituary locally, it turned out. I saw it like as a viral internet thing in 2015, it looks like. This guy in Raleigh died, and it said, whatever his name was, I'm not going to say 64, of Raleigh died on whatever date, 2015. This is all his obituary said. He spent 20 years in the United States Marine Corps and 23 years as a corrections officer at Central Prison. He's God's problem now. Holy crap, what a song prompt, huh? So this old boy, that's all I could say about him. Yeah, he was the life of the party. We loved him to death. A damn good man with every damn breath. He had more fun than down here should allow. But it's God's problem now. Yeah, he's God's problem now. He's God's problem now. Why on earth did he have to go? Down here we're gonna miss him so. But it's God's problem now. I've seen him with a shovel. I could watch him dig. Never did realize the hole was just getting big. I always thought he could somehow get himself out. But it's God's problem now. Yeah, man, he won't perfect, but nobody is. You gonna judge a man like this? Throw the first stone if that's what you're talking about. 'Cause he's God's problem now. He's God's problem now. All right. Well, that's all I got for this one. Thanks very much for listening in. So, hey there, Kevin Gosner. Glad you're here. All right, well, at this point, I'd just like to say thanks to phone lines for letting me do this and the time of internet outage. Thanks to all of you for listening. It means a whole lot to have people listen to original songs. And I will see you next time. Thank you.